Hey legends, and welcome back to the least knowledgeable sim racing channel, where we're taking a trip back to 1998. More specifically, the F1 qualifying session in Monte Carlo that very same year. This event hosted a three-way battle for pole between David Coulthard, Giancarlo Fisichella, and Mika Häkkinen, with mere tenths between them. It was looking like Coulthard was set for pole until Mika put in his final lap, breaking the 120 barrier with a time of 1:19.798. Coincidentally, the time we're set to beat today. So here we are in Mika's 1998 McLaren MP4/13 in a wonderfully laser-scanned version of the Monaco circuit in R-Factor 2. This is one of my absolute favorite track and car combinations to drive for sheer fun and intensity. You have to maximize every input and every inch of track, but without going a step out of line. The narrow streets, close barriers, and non-existent runoff means that Monaco spells disaster for anything short of sheer perfection. Before we get into the lap, consider subscribing for more sim racing content, and specifically a very special upcoming McLaren feature, which I can't reveal any more about just yet. So let's get into it. Welcome to sunny Monte Carlo as we overlook this very scenic crane, a bunch of rich guys' ships, and Keith apparently desperately trying to get us out of the pits, so let's try and get out of the pit garage. You quickly realize on this track, your trials begin before you even get out of pit lane as you try to get out of the pit garage without scraping that barrier with your front right tire, so let's see how we go. Wow, oh no, it was too good to be true. Bit of a love tap on the side, not enough to damage the tire fortunately. So, if you guys have never driven this car, boy, you're in for an absolute treat. This is a car that's capable of spinning its rear wheels in third gear, and it can shoot up to 260 kph up a hill very, very quickly. Now, the car is, of course, a late 90s McLaren MP4/13, which is completely unassisted, no TC, no ABS, and of course grip limited by what is probably the FIA's crowning invention, these slitted slick tires. So sometime around the late 90s, they thought to themselves, boy, F1 cars are getting really fast and it's getting super dangerous. How can we slow them down? So naturally their thought was, well, why don't we limit the grip at their only point of contact with the road? What could possibly go wrong? As we shoot down towards probably the fastest section, this downhill braking zone before the chicane, try not to break the car, but try not to lock the tires, which would most certainly lead to breaking the car. Coming up to Sector 3, what is probably my favorite section of the entire circuit. Highly technical, high speed, so much trail braking, so much finessing on the throttle. Now I apologize in advance if I forget how to speak English briefly, as I am about to operate at the limits of the human experience as I do my first proper timed lap, so here we go. Nice and gentle is the name of the game as we head down towards the start straight. You can spin at any point in this car. Braking hard down to second, trying to only grab as much of the curb as we need. No, don't tap the side too much. I don't think there's any damage. You can use that as a bit of a pinball ricochet to help you across. Now easing off on the brakes as soon as you land. Getting ready for one of the most exuberant sections on the entire circuit. So bumpy, so easy to spin, avoiding the little curb on the left side. A little protrusion from the ground can completely end your entire race. Now we're of course in the slowest part of the entire circuit, possibly the slowest part of the entire F1 calendar, as you can barely leave first gear here. Now, of course, F1 cars not being made for tight street circuits, but when you get a bunch of rich guys in cahoots all saying, hey, I want a F1 race out the front of my overpriced apartment, that's generally what you get. And braking hard downhill here at the chicane, try not to overshoot. Don't mount the sausage, guys. Never mount the sausage. I think we got through that in pretty much one piece as we head down to third, trying to carry as much speed as we can. Nice love tap on the right there. Almost flat out through there. Down 2 gears as we try not to mount the sausage again, and coming up to third, still not flat out. At no point did the throttle go out full there. I'm so afraid of this car at every point. Alright guys, have we done it? Have we beaten Mika's 119.6?
The lap was a 1:17.78.
Yes! Woo! Alright! Woo, that's almost 2 seconds up. I'm pretty sure if you have a really good run through, you can get into the 1:15s here. That, of course, far from a perfect lap as I manically scramble to try to narrate while getting through this insane road circuit. So if you guys want to try this for yourselves, this is R-Factor 2, MP4/13, comes with the game. The track is Circuit d'Azur, which of course is Monte Carlo, as you can see, but they couldn't get the naming rights. They did, however, get the laser scans, because to my knowledge, this is probably the best laser scan version of the track on the consumer market. If you've come from Automobilista 2 or a title like that, where you've played a coarsely rendered version of it, this is a whole different experience. I never saw myself particularly caring about F1 and Monte Carlo in particular, but this combination of car and track, it takes you to your personal limit so viscerally that I can't help but be compelled to keep lapping again and again and again. So hope you guys enjoy that when you try it in your own time. In the meanwhile, if you guys are interested in more McLaren ecosystem news, I have a massive load of breaking news to share on this channel as soon as I'm cleared to do so. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss that. I absolutely cannot wait to share that news. It's going to be so exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed this feature, and I hope to see you next time. So, see you later.